Hey guys, so in today's video, I want to talk about how my general sense of everything is when it comes to relationships, and more specifically with the opposite gender, more so, is it feels like they put zero effort into actually wanting a relationship. I know everyone says that, I want a relationship, I want a relationship, I want a boyfriend, I want a girlfriend, but then they actually put zero effort into actually obtaining what they say that they want. No, a good example of this is the whole dating app rigmarole is when you finally do match with someone and you're trying to have a conversation, you're trying to get there to where you can ask them out on a date. um and we'll put it in the extreme hypothetical scenario where everything is going off, the conversation is flowing on the app, you successfully move them over to Instagram or their number or what have you, WhatsApp if you're crazy like that. um so you move them over there, and the conversation's still flowing. This is all in a dream world scenario, so all of these boxes are being checked 100%, everything's going well, all systems a go, and you do that and you ask them out on a date and they just don't want to go, so they wasted your entire time talking to them for no reason whatsoever. I guess for them it's like a dopamine boost of just wasting someone's time. That was just like an idyllic scenario. Now what I think a lot of people can relate to, and a lot of men could definitely relate to this, because I know I've gone through it, is when you're texting a girl, you're waiting, I don't even know, man, like a couple hours plus for just a small response of whatever conversation we're having. It starts slowing down to a grinding halt at that point, and you're trying your best, whatever you can, to save it or whatever. But it just feels like you're I use the dentist analogy a lot. You're like pulling teeth or whatever, but it feels like you're dragging a huge fucking boulder, and or I guess pushing a huge fucking boulder up a hill. Like I don't know the philosopher or whatever, the Greek. I'll put the image up, but with that, man, it's you're just dragging a useless just dead weight behind you, or in front of you, I guess, pushing it in that term. But you're trying so hard to put all you can to get so little in return. It's honestly just insanely frustrating to go through that every day. And it really just seems like this is a I don't really know how best to put it, but you talk to so many girls, you try and get into so many relationships, or you try, right, let me rephrase this, you talk to a lot of women in the hopes of getting into a relationship, and each time I find that they all act the same. They all they all do this for whatever reason. None of them want to put in any effort into actually trying to get a relationship, or keeping a relationship for that matter of fact. They just all want to do their own thing, and that's cool, I guess. I'm it's just a what interest drift or attraction drift out of having a relationship myself. And I think the main issue with this is that women, they don't want to go out of their houses. They don't want to actually try to, or take a risk at, that's like, I would say that's more of the main point, is like they don't want to take a risk at all, to try and meet someone. They don't want to like put themselves out there at all to try and meet someone, because there's tons of available men out here, man. And we're not all like freaking I don't know, Anton Chigurh or whatever. We're not we're not all we're not all chopped, man. Like I know that word goes around, but we're not all that chopped. Like we're decent to be around. We're good people, and they don't want to give us a chance, man. They just only care about I don't know, man, clavicular. They only care about Henry Cavill. I don't know. What I'm saying is they only care about like the omega attractive people, and obviously we can't reach that level. We can't reach that level, man. So there's just nothing that we can do. They don't want to take a chance on us. They don't want to, I don't know, invest any amount of time when, I don't know, the time that they spent freaking doom scrolling on their phones, they could be out, chatting up a sub 5 or some, or anything, honestly, bro. But to to bring this back a little bit, and just to bring this back around a little bit, my whole point is, women don't want to take chances. They don't want to try anything that would land them a relationship. Obviously I'm no Henry Cavill, I'm no clavicular, that much is obvious, but I'm a decent human being. I don't think I deserve to be treated like this. Just treated like a absolute, just a bug, dude. Just a freaking cockroach on the ground, man. And honestly, I think a lot of men could feel the same way about this. But let me do a quick devil's advocate really quick. Some people might argue, oh dude, you shouldn't base your entire life around women, bro. Or you're just hit the gym, dog, or some stupid like that, man. Well, I guess it's not stupid, but you know what I'm saying. But to play devil's advocate with that, one, man, you shouldn't base your life around women. That's the whole reason we're here, man. The whole reason we're on this planet is to procreate and pass on our genes to the next generation, man. And I can't even do that, man. I'm failing biologically as a human. Like there's no greater failure in my eyes if I can't even succeed at that, man. So that's one big thing. Oh, you shouldn't base your life around. What else is there to base my life around? Having kids is going to be the only way that people remember me by, or I get remembered or whatever. No one will care if I like invent anything. There isn't shit to invent, dude. It's like everything's been done, everything's been explored, everything's pretty much been made, man. And I'm just a I'm just a chud in his room, bro. There ain't nothing for me, man. So yeah, honestly, yeah, just kids are the only option really for, I don't know, being remembered and not being completely forgotten in the void that is life, man. Yeah, once you're gone, dude, no one's gonna fucking remember you, dude. That's just a black pill in itself. And then the second thing, you just hit the gym, bro. Just get lift low weights, dude. With that, like trying to look match and be attractive as possible. It's the same thing with the gym selling, man. It like, yeah, I can get buff or whatever, and yeah, that will make me, I guess, a bit more aesthetically pleasing and stuff. But what's the point of going through all this I don't know, like cortisol spikes and physical this all this like physical demanding like stuff, man. I just don't see a point in any of it, man. To be honest, I don't see a point in any of it. It won't really get me anywhere. It's not gonna like get me women. People aren't gonna be like, oh dude, I love your muscles, they're so big. It's only gonna be the other dude saying that, man. But yeah, I'm just rambling at this point. The whole main thing to take away from this video, I would say, definitely, I'm looking at my hair, but definitely women need to start taking chances and putting themselves out there, man. We're not all bad people. We're we're pretty good people, to be honest. If I want to toot my own horn a little bit, man. So if you match with some dude on Tinder, some random guy asks you to coffee and he's a decent looking dude, just go out, try it. That's the whole point of dating, is putting yourself out there and trying something. I shouldn't be I don't know, like have my hands out and have them like get slapped by a ruler, like from the teacher or whatever. I shouldn't have that feeling with dating, with putting myself out there, because time and time again, I put myself out there, bam, I get freaking smacked, dude, and that just makes me want to like a fucking like a sub 5 snail, dude. I want to, or like a crab or something, like an oyster. I want to go back into my shell. I want to retreat back into my room, dude, and never come out, because it's a negative feedback loop. I keep going out there and I keep getting treated like shit. So what's the point of me going out there and trying to put myself out there? But at the end of the day, you just got to keep on doing it, I guess. There's really no other option, to be honest. Just wait for that praise societal change that will never happen. But yeah, life is just one big negative feedback loop, and it just so happens me and a lot of other men, we're stuck in it, man. So yeah, it's not a loop, it's a spiral. It's not a lake, it's an ocean.